and Vice Principal, and thank you very much to all of my teachers here. My subject is here the Sexuality Education Program, Managing Sexual Behavior in our School Children. So, before starting this one chapter, I want to say that in my concept, in our country, sexuality education must be started in proper manner. We have to prepare to handle the ill situations regarding this. As we are knowing that we are sexual beings from day one. So for the emotional goodness of our students, we have to teach them sexuality behavior. So for this content, we will move with the 5W and 1H theory. 5W is here right now. But brain is the most important sex organ in our body. And so that's why while we are making conversation with the students, if you are facing any type of the problem regarding that one, we must be careful here. So why? Why this education is necessary? So, why sexuality education is important? Number one, to help individual. When sexuality education happens, so where are the place? Number one, school. In school, healthcare centers, community programs, families, involvement, where trained educators and free teachers are here. And it should be taught in respectful, private and supporting setting. Then, which type of education we have to give? What should be there? So at first we must teach the students anatomy and the body changes. As per the age, which type of the changes occurs in our body, we must teach the students. Then the reproductive health, then consent and the boundaries, and healthy relationship and communications, preventing sexual violence and harassments. Or lastly here, who sexuality education is for? Everyone, children, adolescents and adults. They should must get education properly. And how? Through the age appropriate lessons, discussion, activities and health resources it includes. We must provide them the scientific information, value-based guidance and skills for communication and consent. Now here, sexual behavior continuum. Normative, three categories are here: normative, cautionary and problematic. So at first, normative, that is very normal, or that the age appropriate, spontaneous and explorative. Characteristics of this one is here. The mutual and the consensual curiosity is here. As affected, we can give the redirections. Actually, they are playing doctor. At that time, they are touching the bodies to each and anyone's here. Here, harm is 0, age group is 0, but redirection is essential. We must redirect them. How to play, what are the boundaries, okay. And the students, the small students, they are curious. So that's why they are playing the system of the games only. Now the second is the cautionary here. So behavior that may still fall within the development range, but more persistent. If you will try to say them to stop that, they will never listen. Sometimes we have seen also in our schools also, sometimes the students of the class 5, 6 regarding that one, they are making some pictures, they are just trying to modify the pictures of the females or the male, they are adding some more organs which are not visible from outside, that they will drop this one. So, we can redirect them by giving the proper education that these all are the same, these are the organs of the body. Okay, what's the utility? How you can, what should be, you have to take care of your body's part. Okay, everything. Anatomy we have to teach a little bit. And they will indicate stress, exposures to the sexual contact or need to the closer supervision. After that, the problematic sexual behavior is here. That sexual behavior that are the developmentally inappropriate, harmful, coercive, aggressive, and the persistent despite the redirection. If you are giving redirections to the students of the senior sections, they will just they will stand against you. Okay, not in front of you, but they will come pass. They will pass some comments, or they will also do some activities like that one. These behaviors can cause emotional or the physical harm and require, here it's the required professional interventions. So, some characteristics of the problematic sexual behavior is here: use force, traits, scarcity, causes physical or the emotional harm to self and the others. Here, the age gap is large. Sometimes they can also do misbehave with some junior students. Okay.
School environments are vast spaces that can have several levels, multiple buildings, and many entrances. Thoughtful setup of all school environments help principals, teachers, and staff actively supervise students and prevent sexual behavior challenges. Be aware of areas in schools that are not frequently used or are challenging to monitor. Some schools have spaces under stairwells, closets, and unoccupied offices or rooms. Develop a system and periodically check these areas or lock them to prevent unsupervised student activities. Classroom environments are public spaces, and staff should be able to observe, hear, and engage with students at all times. When classrooms have electronic devices and internet access, staff need to be vigilant about supervising students' use of these to prevent exposure to sexually explicit media. Always know when students use electronic devices and what for. In some areas, it is appropriate to grant students more autonomy and privacy. In cafeterias and on playgrounds, there are often greater student-to-staff ratios than in classrooms, and most students will have privacy in bathrooms and locker rooms. Before students enter more autonomous areas, use positive guidance reminders to help them follow expectations around respectful touch and conversation. This helpful strategy can prevent sexual behavior challenges and promote healthy peer interactions.
Now you can see here the parent-teacher meetings on sexuality education. Adolescent education is very different, sexuality education is very different. In adolescent education, we are providing how to the changes which is going on and the behavior of the students, whatever they are doing, like that one, how we can keep clean our body, how we can be healthy, and these are things. But here the sexuality education is related to the thinking. We must organize, or we must give some directions to our parents, even though, as you can see here, there is one part of this conversation is here, the responding to the sexual behavior. How we can, suppose that if the such type of the cases we are getting here, then how we can behave, how we can respond. So, On the basis of the sexual behavior, for each stage is here is given. Number one is the pause. Take a moment before reacting. Suppose that if you are getting such type of a situation, then at first take a moment before reacting. Helps avoid emotional or judgmental responses. Allow you to assess whether the behavior is natural, curious, inappropriate, or harmful. So, in normative case, we have seen the students having the age group 0, where there is no any intentions, no any harmful desire they have. So naturally, at that time, our concern, our reaction should not.
In terms of prevention, what would be most productive would be to meet children where they are developmentally and provide the type of education that makes sense given their age, cognitive, and social development. So at a very young age, when they are not modest, they're curious about bodies, and they tend to even call this the circle of grace, and being able to be respectful of other people's space, as well as that they have the right to protect their space, and having practice those skills. As they get older, it's also important to be able to help them manage their exposure to media, whether it be through the television, their phone, the internet, and gaming. So young children are more likely to be exposed to sexualized materials on the media and may be confused. They may be curious about what they're seeing and want to learn more about that. If we can be proactive in helping children understand safety around the internet and media, we can prevent potential exposure to sexualized materials, as well as reduce their likelihood to make poor decisions around that. That requires really a multi-pronged approach. We want to educate the kids directly, so helping them be aware of what they might see, label things such as pornography, and helping them how to respond if they see inappropriate pictures. In addition, learn about safety.
In context, we can see the first, that is the culture and the family norms. The students, whatever they are showing their behavior, what are the reasons for that? Sometimes what happens? The culture and the family norms, they refer how the students, this type of their environment of their home, what is the culture, background, family beliefs. These all influences what they think in appropriate behavior, and whatever the system of the things they are facing every day, they are behaving just like that. Different families have their different level of the openness. We know it very well. Some of the families are too much conservative, some of them are too much open, and according to that, they are too much open means about the body, affection, privacy, boundary, like this one. And according to that, they are acting. Understanding these norms helps educators or the professionals distinguish between the age-specific behaviors and behavior that may need support or intervention. Next is here development. So this consider the student's age, developmental stage. What is typical curiosity for the age gap here? So thinking level that will be also very much different. Development of the bodies, that stage is also very much different. Some students with development delays may show the behavior that reflect the younger developmental stages. After that, next is here the function. In function, sometimes what happens, these functions means what? It asks that why is the student displaying the system of the behavior? Possible functions may be good, like the curiosity may be there. Just I have given in the studying, the students are having nursery, KG, like that one. due to curiosity they are showing that one. Seeking attention, sometimes they are doing like the such type of the behavior, maybe they are seeking attentions, self-shooting and lack of understanding about the boundaries. Then next is the participation. So participation involves, or just you can say, different type of the activities are here also that is concerned with the sexual behavior that evaluates whether the behavior involves other and how. Means suppose that whatever the student he is performing, so whether the other is also doing the same, he is attracting the others one or not, like that one. Yes. Is there and the imbalances of the power, age, understanding, everything is that is in that part. Is the students directing the behavior towards other or only themselves? That is the matter of that part. Now the next one is the effect on others. Sister who has given us opportunity to deliver such some speech over the subjects here. So now I want to call